Well, really, I've been in maintenance all my life. I've had other jobs besides just working in factories with maintenance, but even from road construction to welding shops, whatever broke, I fixed. Ended up with a heavy manufacturing company. Went to work there in maintenance, worked there 44 years, and the entire time was in maintenance. The last 27 years or so of that was spent implementing or choosing, implementing, and administering, for the most part, computerized maintenance software. The maintenance manager that we had at the time, he had that vision. And in the 88, 89 range, he hired a company called Kurtz & Steele out of Canada. We always had two what we call shutdowns every year. And I think most people these days call them major maintenance. Where you shut your plant down, you rebuild. And Kurtz & Steele came in and brought computers and set up, and all the maintenance supervisors got together in the areas that we always worked on. We came up with asset names and numbers. We came up with lists of what we were going to do to it. All of that turned into work orders. We manually put the inventory and everything that we used. And after we did all that for that first shutdown, which was in July of 89, then it started from there. And Kurtz & Steele then provided us with all the documentation, what we spent, what we had accomplished, or got accomplished, what time was put onto each machine. And that started giving us some idea with just that one of how much we were spending on something to refurbish it versus we have replaced it. And we did Christmas shutdown with Kurtz & Steele again. Went through the same thing, except we already had our asset number, so the legwork for that was already done. We did our shutdown, we got the reporting and everything again, and it told the same story. Some of it was the same equipment that we had rebuilt the time before. And then when we got to talking about it, just with those two reports, just two, we saw where we were working on the same thing every shutdown. And when we started back up, or at least those two shutdowns, but we knew from the tribal knowledge that we had within that group of supervisors, we knew that that's what we worked on every time.
And when you said you guys were doing these shutdowns, what year was it? 1989?
1989, and Christmas was the last one that we paid Kurtz & Steele to come do for us. And after they gave us that report, we just with two, simply with two, we could see that pattern with that knowledge that we had of what we'd worked on in years past. So,
but that was the first time implementing computer technology with preventative maintenance.
Absolutely. In
1989.
In 1989.
Who, of your knowledge, who else was doing that in 1989 in your industry? Within the corporation that I worked for, nobody. Not in 89 and 90. As far as I know, I didn't get into it that deep, because at this time when Kurtz & Steele was doing it, I just got involved with them. I was pulled off rotating, like I said, and we stayed with them. But nobody else was doing it. We just were now following the vision of a maintenance manager.